all, a very warm welcome to the virtual presentation of the 14th edition of Realty Plus Conclave and Excellence Awards East. As we all know, in the last 2 years, the real estate market has went through a significant transformation, followed by an ongoing stable recovery. The East India realty market now is seeing developers launching new projects, and people are gaining confidence to once again invest in real estate. This encouraging trend is expected to continue through FY 2022 in Kolkata and other major East Indian cities. In fact, this is the 14th year that Realty Plus is organizing its annual Conclave and Excellence Awards for this region. And looking at the response, we are highly optimistic about the real estate, building, and construction industry of the region. So today, we bring together the eminent leaders of the Indian real estate for some knowledge-sharing discussions and deliberations on regional and national topics. I'm Sapna Srivastava, editor Realty Plus, and let's begin the proceedings of the day with the auspicious Ganesh mantra.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada.
On that positive note, let's take a look at the brief introduction of Realty Plus.
Some people are born to show the world which path to choose in a crisis. Some brands are born to do the same. And during the times of challenge, the stalwarts of Indian real estate industry have chosen to do just that by showing others the way to finding opportunities even amidst a crisis. By showing the world how to go about delivering on promises even amidst adversity. Success doesn't just happen, it happens by design, by pushing the boundaries, by raising the bar. It's days of creating a vision and nights of bringing it to life. Knowing that pictures are worth 1,000 words and every word makes a difference. It's doing the research, trusting your instinct and finishing what you started. For the past 17 years, Realty Plus has been turning obstacles into opportunities, keeping the industry informed on the latest developments. Innovating to inspire debate and discussion. Bringing forth the perspectives of industry leaders. Honoring hard work and achievement. Keeping the industry connected. This is what we are built on. This is what we are building. We are Realty Plus, and we lead the way.
So this was a brief snippet of what Realty Plus does and what are our latest initiatives. To know us better, do get in touch with Ms. Tripti Kedia, publisher and business head Realty Plus. We also take this opportunity to thank our organization for its support. Business media partner, BW Business World Media Group, online media partner, exchangeformedia.com, and organized by Team Realty Plus. Let me also inform you all that the event is being live streamed right now on Realty Plus website, www.rprealtyplus.com, and Realty Plus Facebook and LinkedIn pages. And now we proceed to the inaugural address of the day by Dr. Anurag Batra, Editor-in-Chief and Chairman, Exchange for Media and BW Business World Media Group. Known as India's media mogul, Dr. Anurag Batra is a serial entrepreneur, a journalist, and an eternal optimist rolled into one. After acquiring the iconic business media and magazine brand Business World, Dr. Batra has expanded BW Business World Media into digital events and BW communities. Can we have his video message, please?
Morning. Welcome to this annual Realty Plus event. Realty Plus is synonymous with real estate in India, and over the last 17 years, 7 months, almost 18 years, has brought to you what is happening in the Indian real estate as a magazine, as a digital platform, as virtual events, as physical events. Reality Plus has brought the buyers, the developers, the intermediaries, the financiers, the whole ecosystem of real estate together. Today's initiative is again an endeavor to bring all of you together. Luckily, we are doing this on 26 March 2022. The pandemic looks like is behind us, and one of the sectors that is going to see a sharp discovery of another high level is real estate. I believe Indian real estate sector will bounce back bigger than ever. Even in the pandemic, the sales over the last 1 year in residential real estate were huge. Warehousing as a sector grew. Retail is coming back, and most importantly, office spaces are again buzzing. So I know that the Indian real estate sector will stay vibrant. It has the right set of players governed by RERA. So I would like to appreciate the work done by all of you. And today's awards are a way to recognize the great work you're doing. My special mention to Ms. Tripti Kedia and Ms. Sapna Srivastav, who over the last 2 years, and the Realty Plus team have made sure that Realty Plus stays at the forefront of what happens in the real estate sector. All the best. I wish you luck. God bless you.
Real estate. So let's move on to our equally interesting talk, which will be about unraveling sales and marketing strategies. So let me introduce our next panel. Our moderator for the session is Mr. Rahul Phonke, Chief Business Officer, Residential Services, Anurag Property Consultants. With more than 20 years of experience, Mr. Phonke at Anurag drives pan-India operations in strategy, sales, marketing, business development, key account management, channel distribution, international marketing, along with heading Anurag Digital Agency business. I welcome our speakers of the session, introducing them in an alphabetical order. We have with us Mr. Anup Dalmia, founder Bobby Associates. He is also the Vice President of NAR India and Chairman Membership Committee. The company founded by Mr. Dalmia provides expert solution in all segments of real estate and has bagged numerous awards from some of the most reputed builders, having several clients in over 35 cities all over India. Our next panel member, I introduce Mr. Manap Paul. He's the founder, Sri Balaji, a first-generation entrepreneur. He leads the company, the developer firm in Bengal, and the company operations start right from acquisition of land, appointment of architects, to actual construction and on-time project delivery. The company under the brand name Panthanivas also offers low-cost second homes projects at unconventional destinations at pocket-friendly prices with all luxurious amenities for the masses. Our next panel member is Mr. Mahesh Somani, Managing Director, Allianz Properties. He is also President of Realtors and Estate Consultants Association of Kolkata Reka. A passionate entrepreneur, Mr. Somani has been dealing in residential, commercial, land, hospitality, healthcare, education, retail, and logistics spaces for last 20 years. Our next panel member is Mr. Mayank Singh, co-founder Kaarryam Realty. After 15 years of rich experience, Mayank Singh founded Kaarryam Realty in 2020. His last stint was with the global real estate super brand Trump, where he was spearheading sales, marketing, and customer experience for Trump Tower, Kolkata. Luxury real estate, data analytics, sales, and marketing strategies are his forte. Our final panel member, let me introduce Mr. Pratik Garg, Director at Tulsa Group. Pratik Garg is a second-generation entrepreneur heading the House of Tulsa, a leading developer group from Siliguri. His leadership helped the group expand to the city of Guwahati and introduce nonsense and quality benchmarks, be it of green buildings or pre-inspected home delivery in the company projects. So this is our eminent panel. And now let me hand it over to our moderator, Mr. Rahul Phonge, to take over the conversation.
Thank you, Sapna. Am I audible?
Yes.
Great. Thank you. I must congratulate Sapna for a fantastic moderation which you did in the earlier panel. Pretty powerful panel which you had. In fact, that defined the entire skyline of Kolkata in terms of how the businesses are going to shape up, which categories are going to come in. And that's my responsibility in terms of while at the supply level or at the directional level when the real estate is moving in Kolkata, or probably say to a certain extent Northeast, how are marketeers or how the businesses are looking at creative sales and marketing strategies on the same. I would want to start, so probably I would look at each panelist to share their 4 to 5 odd minutes on their views. And firstly, I would like to welcome all of you on the panel. It's a privilege to handle this panel on the same. Let me start with Manav. You have been handling the affordable segment. You are being part of the second home, so to say, largely into Kolkata and East Market on the same. You must be having large exposure when it comes to what is being happening in other parts of the country in the same segment. There is a powerful backing in terms through PMAY, where most of the things are favorable for you. How are you looking at, and what changes which you have done, if at all, to drive the entire sales and marketing strategy?
First of all, hi to everyone. Very good afternoon. If you see, is this particular second home market, prices are affordable, but let me clear you one thing. Affordable in terms of total quantum of price. But if you see, this second home is always a very luxury product. People are buying this product not with the requirement. It's basically a luxury thing. So when people are buying a second car, third car, fourth car, definitely the second, third car is always a little luxurious comparing to the first one. So second home market, the price are definitely a very total in terms of total quantum is less. Maybe as I'm offering a second home from 12 lakhs to crore. So it may sounds 12 lakhs, so it's affordable. But in terms of their uses, this is a luxury product. But let me say you very thing that I really surprised during that COVID period. Still, we are facing some COVID challenges. It's not like that it's over. So 2020 April, May onward, we found people have understood their actual need of second home. Many people have understood, and we've been forced to create a online gateway to collect payments. This is very surprising. I'm saying just in the month of April, we stopped our marketing activities for 15-20 days after March period, after 20 March period. But after that, we start getting some calls offline to our all representatives, and they say that we are interested. And the most important thing, people that time were interested for it, ready to move in product, whatever the price is. From there, a big challenge for us, how we can generate sales, how we can give them the documentation. That was a challenging period. But we found when people got interested on a particular product, they come to us in whatever the way available way was there. So they said, we are ready to make you payment online. So this is really for real estate. This is something very unique, because when we are getting payments online through NEFT or RTGS, it's okay. But now people say just give us some gateway, because in our bank accounts or something, it's not a time, so we cannot process home loans, this, that. So they want to make some payment through credit card or other available, e-wallet or something. So that is definitely, we never used to take money in that way. But we started generating business in that way. After that, the digital is a very good platform, and really our next platform, you may say, we understood. Before that, definitely our presence was there, but not in that bigger way. After that, we now also, you may say, 50% of our sales happens through this route. And people are very comfortable. And because our product is a second home, people, before they buy, they actually take references through their other buyers, maybe their relatives and all. And confidence building is very important thing. That to every player and to all my colleagues and to all my employees, I just make them understand the building of confidence. It is not a age that we just do some advertisement, this, that, and people will get convinced and they will come and buy. So building confidence is very important in whatever the way. Brand building, builders past reputations and all. And after, when the buyer get confident on you, on your product, especially on the builders, so they reach to us. This is a change happens after COVID. Before that, we need to reach to the buyers. They used to go their buyers home at 9:30. After the buyers come to home, they give the time. They were waiting on the downstairs. They come, they park the car, then they discuss the thing, close the sales. But now it never happens. Now everything happens online, and if the people get convinced with my product, convinced with the other factors, so everything happens very smoothly. This is a huge change happens. So now that there is only print media ad, digital media ad, and all the ads will not going to work. Definitely this is going to work, but this is not the only way. Confidence building, brand building, if this thing happens, then people are ready to take any product and it at any cost. Say if someone is buying a product of 50 lakhs or 60 lakhs or 1 crore in a second home, definitely he has a first or other homes that is much more higher price. So that is a HIT buyer or HNI buyer. Before buying this kind of product in pre-COVID situation, people used to visit site, see what is actually happening, what is the my ground reality over there. But now in digital world, people just see our online presentations, online live streaming of the site. If suppose he's sitting there in New Delhi and see the live presentations from the site, and he already have our past data, company's data, and instantly everything happens online. Fantastic. So it's a huge changes happens.
Fantastic, madam. I think I just loved the way you sequentially put it across. One is that absolutely important that you have the confidence of the customer, whether it is the fast track, the delivery which is coming across. You brought in the entire brand building so that the assurance is there that I'm with you, whether it is affordable or second home. You witnessed the increase in terms of second home post pandemic. And third one, you brought in a lot of features in terms of online booking, the entire journey wherein all the assets being created online, so that brought a lot of convenience for the customer. I just wanted to extend that point for Mayank. Mayank, I know you are being a superstar when it comes to Trump. I know it's a flamboyant brand wherever it has come across in any of the city, whether it is Mumbai, whether it is Pune, and in Kolkata. I know for the fact that a lot of head turners which had happened. It was a disruptive strategy that Kolkata having a Trump. But what has been your experience? You have launched brand. You have been into the market for some time. I just wanted to pick your brain in terms of how the post-pandemic, the entire digital has taken over the entire customer behavior or convenience.
So good afternoon, everyone. Rahul, let me first start by saying this, that when pandemic struck in March 2020, I think for first 15, 20 days, all of us were like stuck numb. No one knew what to do. We all were like totally taken aback. As Manav rightly said, all of us stopped marketing. Marketing budgets were like went to just rock bottom. All hoardings were put off. There was no campaign. Nothing was happening. See, India as a country, as Indian consumers, we have habit of experiencing everything. If you would have read book of Mr. Kishore Biani, he specifically says that in India, even grains are sold after experience. Nowhere in the world you would find grains being sold loose in supermarkets. But in Indian supermarkets, they sell loose grains where you can pick and choose different types of rice, wheat, dal, whatever. You choose the quality, feel it, and then you packet it for yourself. So when Indian consumer buys stuff as small as a dal chawal, they want to look, see, feel, experience, and then choose it. And real estate historically has been a field kind of an industry where we have experience centers, model flats, site offices, ready products, ready to complete products. In that scenario, without a visit where a person is like stuck in his home, how will he be able to make a decision? This question, it was like light years away. We could not even think that someone without even going to a site or having a visit done, he will be able to make a decision. He might select, he might funnel down his options. Okay, okay, he can do his R&D, but making a decision was something which was thought very far-fetched. But then I think a couple of things helped. The entire world has got on hooked to apps in last couple of years, be it Ola, Uber, Amazon, Snapdeal, Flipkart, Netflix. So that app thing I think helped a lot. Our industry, as I would say, took a huge turn in kind of implementing a lot of technologies, as was Manav was saying. So there were industries, prop tech companies, which came up with solutions wherein you could, starting from getting the lead, fixing the visit, doing an online virtual visit, to showing your site, showing your experience center, showing your model flats. Everything was created seamlessly in one platform, till the extent of getting your token application money in your account. So that experience was created. A lot of developers kind of took that approach. Some even kind of improvised on what they could do with this, and that thing was taken in a very good way. And there are many people I know, they have done better numbers during COVID than pre-COVID. I would say except April. I think except April, May onwards, collections were taken in a good manner. Bookings were happening. Yes, those bookings came with the condition that if the person goes to the site and if he might not like something in reality, he can cancel. But those numbers were very far, very few, can be ignored also. That big change happened. Also over here, I think a great thanks to the customers who actually kind of took one of the biggest decisions of their life in that pandemic situation on online basis. Because how buying a house, which happens to be one of the most precious and expensive thing for an individual, taking that big decision where the entire family is involved. Home buying in India is an event. It's not a transaction. It's an event. The entire family is involved. The first generation, second generation, the younger generation, bringing all that into one place, and they taking that decision of buying such important thing, I think is also very commendable. That one thing, I think that change took over the market, and after April, May onwards, things were like getting better by the day, and the change was very welcome. As far as my personal experience is concerned, during that period, we also could close some big ticket transactions, say starting from 7, 8, 9 CR to up till 30 CR, in which most of the work was done online. Yes, the last mile handshake happened offline, but 80% of the transaction took place on the virtual platform. So I think that change post pandemic has been a great change for the industry, and now I think it will become the way forward for all of us. And we have to keep on thinking this way, that if something happens, why do the customer has to come to the site? Why can't we go to them, be it virtually? So that change definitely will now be a part of a thought process of all the people in the industry.
Interesting, Mayank, and I loved it when you talked about post-pandemic. There was a smart natural migration which happened towards of customers towards apps and consuming content over digital. It also helped marketers to do their pre-work so that when they come to have a physical, which is a traditional way of buying real estate, they are being already being primed. And
Correct.
developers which otherwise being hesitant to invest into digital platforms or technology, they started investing because that
They
became a
were left
new
with no
norm.
other option.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
in Calcutta, I can tell you for the next 3, 4, 5 months, maybe there were no hoardings of real estate. There were no hoardings of real estate. There were no ATL happening. There was no BTL happening. The only ads that we were spending on were digital ads
Correct. I
in
also
different
love
different ways.
the I also love the way you talked about the entire journey you managed to track it. And that's my next question to Mahesh. Prop tech companies have smartly looked at, looking at the entire journey. There has been smart attempts which had happened, and I know it's a traditionally offline setup wherein people would like to look physically, see, discuss, have multiple visits, gets convinced, and then final purchase which happens on that. How do you see the new age prop tech are actually helping developers as well as buyers to bring in that convenience, to bring in to increase the velocity on the same edge?
Thank you, Rahul. This is indeed an honor to share thoughts amongst you all. Thanks to Realty Plus team for the invitation. I would suggest like the innovations the kind of prop tech companies are doing. It's basically the old products in new variant of bottle, if you say like this. Because to some extent you can find the innovations. We can categorize the innovative methodology of convincing people into different methods. Like we go to the residential prop tech, we'll find like new age of innovations like student housing, like co-living, like residential. There are some special prop tech companies who are just focusing on residential new launches. There are specific prop tech companies who are focusing on only resale transactions. There are specific prop techs who are into the renting activity only. But if you go for HNIs and ultra HNI segments where PropTech has a very less impact, wherein the local agents commands the complete faith and confidence and relationship, which bring value to the table and thus the transaction happens actually. Because real estate is a subject of trust deficit as always. If you go for a commercial PropTech, you'll find the fractional ownership companies. There are too many fractional ownership competitive age companies have come up. Even we have heard sometimes back that they are also coming up in the healthcare also, apart from like logistics and commercial office spaces. You will find the co-working spaces prop tech companies. You'll find the auction prop tech. You'll find the reverse auction prop tech, which is a new age technology is coming up very soon in India. There are two startups have very recently come up with the reverse auction prop tech, because some prop tech are really innovative in means of transaction services. Others are doing the same old business with the technological support with big amount of funding they have. The kind of cash reserves they are sitting on with the backing of the FIs and like kind of investors. Because the scalability of prop tech is very high. If you go for a prop tech companies like I would like to mention one of the name, which is the recently became the unicorn in India, the first unicorn prop tech company, which is nobroker.com. And you can imagine the kind of funding they are getting. If you can name the other companies also like Nestaway, LiveSpace, Stanza, Falenco, Stanley. I can name you thousands of prop tech companies. But the problem is that each and every prop tech company is unable to make their footprints into the Indian market. There are only selected few who has made their footprints into this. Because it's all about like when we are using about the artificial intelligence or big data or virtual reality or any kind of apps or blockchain which are already in place, which some of us we are using it already, because the market is as traditional as real estate, but there are technologies to modernize it and to incorporate the solution that simplifies the processes and ease of transacting and buying the properties. So in spite of integrating technology into the property sector, there is still an emotional element which always involved and that won't disappear it into. And you have also given one more question to me at that time, game changers, I believe. Is it true, Rahul?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I would call that there are few prop tech which come into the game changers. One is fractional, one is student housing, one is co-living, one is auction and rental housing and reverse auction properties. I would tell them these are the game changers because other prop techs are the not game changers. But in spite that, they are eating a big pie of the market share because they have a large fund backing. That's why. So innovative and game changer to some extent. There are some companies who are definitely innovative in nature, but others are also due to the fundings and all those, they are coming into the market in a big manner. But still, I'll tell you that it's all about data mining and investment on technology and data. And if you categorically saw the real estate market in India, you'll find that the hardly the 20% market is the organized in nature. 80% is the unorganized localite market, where small developers, small size real estate agents who either singly or within a strength of 2-3 people, they are doing the business. So if you find that kind of market, so 80% is a completely unorganized market where the prospects are unable to tap that market. Only the 20% of the market where the organized segment of transaction advisory services are there. Definitely in time to come, they will take a big share of the market share out of that 20% back. And rest 80% will go on a traditional local methodology as it's going on. Yes, over to you, Rahul.
My superb. I think you truly gave the entire game-changing direction to this panel. You talked about it just not technology, but the problem statement in this category, which the young entrepreneurs or early entrepreneurs are looking at capturing it, whether it is student housing, big problem in India, whether it is the Furlinkos of the world, the enablers, different formats, studio apartments, service apartments, and so second homes as one of the category which is coming across. You beautifully captured in terms of how different product, different formats are getting introduced. Yes, you also cautioned that it's too early because everybody's there trying their hand. It's a cash burning exercise which is being happening on the same. But eventually, we will see these stable businesses like the unicorn business which you talked about of nobroker.com will stabilize eventually over a period of time, and then the real migration of customers will happen on that. While we were talking about these young entrepreneurs investing heavily on technology, the foundation of all this is data. And that's my question to Anup. When we talk about the foundation being data, there is a lot of investment, a lot of capturing of data which happens at a market level, at aggregator level, even at a developer level, which takes care of. If I were to take a step back out of real estate, there are e-commerce, there are FMCGs, there are BFSIs, etc., plethora of data, and the entire artificial intelligence, machine learning takes a lot of decision making and eases out marketeers' job on the same. I know there has been feedback that real estate is relatively a late adopter, but where do you see the AIML as a format entering or getting developed and getting the benefit of this technology for real estate?
Good evening, Rahul. Good evening, everybody, other panelists. Rahul, I would like to start that artificial intelligence is not an old thing. It's a process which is in real estate and helping builders, realtors, brokers for a long-term goal. Not even for a small goal, it's a long-term goal, which we are looking. Because we are collecting all the data. From the data, we get this artificial intelligence, which help us in a long way, in buying, selling process. We can know, even if you think that artificial intelligence is for now only, we can look for a buyer who will come after 5 years. A new person who has joined a business, we can understand now the age group of buyers are around 30 to 40, which were earlier were 40 plus. We have people who used to buy after 40. But now in the next generation, new generation, you find people who are from in the bracket of 30 to 40. So in artificial intelligence will help us, all the builders, even brokers, realtors, everybody, to map who will be our prospective clients after 5 years, after 10 years. And if you think of investors if you go for a ROI deal, whatever deals, if you are buying also, so AI platform can help you. What will be the data of the property? How is the structure of the property? If I take X property in Calcutta, what will be the investment there? If the bank will be staying for a long time or not? Whether the bank is taking a property of 3,000 square feet, might after 10 years, they might go for a 1,500 square feet. Things can, this all methodology can be changed by artificial intelligence. It is a very helpful mode. We can say in long process, not, but slowly we can gain. If you are going to look for a flat, we have got different varieties of people who might be looking for a 1 BHK, might be looking for a 3 BHK, and might be looking for a 4 BHK. But in my personal opinion, people in Calcutta, some segment of boys, young girls and boys, they're not staying in Calcutta. So families are becoming very small. So we can offer small flats also, but in higher segment, if you go, we can go for a bigger flats also. So artificial intelligence can help us in many ways. For developers and realtors, it's a very helpful thing. We can have a financial value of the property, what the property's financial value is. We can adopt it. From that technology, things can change, And the main one of the very important thing in today's world, when you're seeing so many global warmings are coming up, war is going on and other things are going on, there is a chances of national disaster. We know cities like Calcutta, Mumbai and all, anytime flood can come, earthquake can happen. So this is a very good thing in the future. We can see by AI technology, we can get this. And local market situation, what will be the local market situation? Our people are going for a flat now. After 5 years, he can buy a second home, which our brother Manav was telling few times back. That second home is a very good option people are buying. And I can tell you, Calcutta is a good market for second home. We have seen Vedic Village, a grand success. There was project in Bypass. Even now, Imami has launched a very good project. So everybody, they are getting a very good success in second home also. So for this, we can have a total analysis, what the people will be buying second home, or they want to go for a ROI. So these things will simplify. And more important thing, for a transaction in Calcutta, land hassles are there. So many things are there, registration process and the data and the other things for registration and all. We have got so many points for analyzing smooth transaction. AI will help you. And one more thing which may help even buyers, sellers and builders is the maintenance cost. You see where I am staying, the maintenance cost is around 4 to 5 rupees. In good buildings, the maintenance cost is from 10 to 15 rupees in Mumbai. And if you go to sector 5, minimum 8 rupees to 15 rupees is the maintenance cost. So by this technology, we can reduce this cost, which will be very helpful. For real estate sector, it will be you can say a boom for us. Because main thing is when you buy the property is not very, you pay the loan, everything, but day-to-day thing, the maintenance cost, your EMI, everything reduces. And one more thing, when you are planning for offices, what offices will be there after 5 years, 10 years, how will be people? Earlier, people used to have big cabins. Then now things have been reduced. Now you see there a common chamber where people can meet. Meeting rooms are different. So this layouts and everything can be done by artificial intelligence. It's a great type of EA, you can say. And most simplifying transactions for homeowners. And if you can see that what is our requirement for bedrooms, other things, it is very helpful. So I think artificial intelligence will play a major role in the coming years.
So in short, what you're saying is that don't go by gut, support it with data and technology. Your life will be much more simpler.
Yeah.
The cost of acquisition you can control. Machines will start throwing you insights, which actually give correct predictions, what kind of a product you should be designing, what pricing you should be matching, who should be the customer and what is their behavior you can start predicting, and so on and so forth. It's a fantastic one. I know we covered the Kolkata market, we covered the second home, we covered the affordable. I think there is the youngest panelist whom we have it. And typically, honestly speaking, I don't get exposure of that market, which is largely Northeast. Pratik, coming to you, while we talk about majority of our discussion is largely restricted with Mumbai, NCR, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and I'm sure there will be a lot of insightful things which is being happening in your region. Tell us more about that.
Very good afternoon. Thank you for having me. I think I learned a lot today. This has been really, really phenomenal discussion. Any Northeast part or small tier 2, tier 3 cities are no different than any of the metros we speak about. Marketing and sales and strategies are predominantly the same. When we understand, we need to take care of a couple of metrics here. One, we believe that the buyer's demographic is gradually reducing in age. They're getting younger by the day. They are taking time to take their decision to purchase, and they are being well informed before the conclusion or the conversion happens. So marketing and sales actually has three major facets. One segment is the awareness. The second is the communication part. The third is the conclusion or the conversion part. In the awareness segment is where all the digitalization has happened, and that is perhaps common across the length and breadth of the country. You have ARs and VRs and websites and digital way of connecting. Those things are there. But the challenge or the interesting things happens in the communication part. Earlier, it was one-way communication. You had hoardings, as Mayank sir mentioned that COVID took away all the hoardings. The hoardings were one-way communications, but today we have a dialogue. Our customers get into chats with us, and these chats sometimes continue for months before they actually get influenced to purchase. And after that dialogue, they move towards the influence aspect, where they really wish to compare the product with everything else they have seen in the market today, and it needs to suit their budget, their taste and expectations. So here is where the influence part has come, or the change has come. And that is where the flexibility lies. Other than that, I think the conventional model of marketing still remains the same. Most of the developers today are adopting the D2C model, direct to consumer model, as we have seen in the retail segment. So having our own digital space really has helped us convert better customers and have long-term relationships. To give you a number, about 70% of our sales actually come digitally. And that's how strong the impact of digital space has been on our lives. And the next segment, the next aspect added to the markets is the influencer market, wherein a customer is more influenced or motivated to take a property given who and where their friends and family live today. So if they are closer to that proximity, the chances of conversion gets higher. So that is also one segment where we have started paying more attention. So more of content marketing is towards having existing customers lament their part of the story as to what has made help them make their choice of choosing this product over the other real estate space. Conventional forms of marketing still remain. They are still strong, and the broker network will never go away. But then their influence has more come towards the investor market, not the consumer market as much. So together, hand in hand, this process will continue. And I'm sure this phygital model of having a digital experience know-how first, gradually converted into a dialogue, with a proper site visit where they check everything. Okay, I saw the swimming pool, I saw the size of the clubhouse, I saw all the amenities that you have to offer. I've compared this product with ABC, and eventually, the proper society who lives there makes the buyer's decision. Secondly, this, as Anup sir was mentioning about AI, I would like to bring in data back here. This data simultaneously has helped us design our projects further. So, given the feedback that our prospects give us about a project, that, they would appreciate if this project would have been green. We would appreciate if this project came with error-free constructions or with these amenities or a larger clubhouse. Those feedback really help us design our future projects. So now consumers are no more just a buyer. They are working in partnership, hand in hand with the developer, to make this world a beautiful place and a better livable society. Thank you.
Super, Pratik. And I think your opening statement was quite encouraging, is that it's not very different as compared to any other city. And I just love the term which you coined of phygital, wherein how the hybrids which is being taken across. My question first to Mayank and probably then to Manav is that we have seen, especially in Kolkata or eastern side of the region, we have locals. We have people who have migrated out of Kolkata and now they are across everywhere. We have NRIs, who is a sizable chunk who's being living there, but still has a lot of affinity and attraction towards Kolkata as a market. Whether they want to invest, whether they want to secure through buying a residential or any other format, or probably upgrade on the same. My question, how your experience says in terms of how to handle the entire sales and marketing strategy for different geographies, wherein for the fact that there is an affinity towards your market, where the intention of purchase will be varied.
Rahul, so Calcutta definitely has a geographical advantage compared to other big cities of the country. If you divide India into 4 or 5 zones, north, east, west, south, and central, Calcutta probably is the only big city in the eastern part of the country, whereas north has multiple big cities where you can compete the cities with each other, same as central, west, and definitely south. Calcutta happens to be the hub of all the eastern India. The next big city is like too far away. So you can put in Guwahati, Siliguri, no offenses to Prateek, but if you put in Guwahati, Siliguri, or any other cities in the east, or maybe Bhubaneswar, Cuttack, Patna, part of Ranchi, Calcutta is way bigger than any of these cities. So till 7-8 years back, Calcutta used to be the epitome of investment for all of these cities and smaller towns. Jamshedpur, Ranchi, you can have, the list might go on. Last 8-10 years, things have been different because all of the cities have also grown in their own real estate market. So Guwahati has grown exponentially in last 8-9-10 years. Same for Siliguri and other cities. So Calcutta market of people not staying in Calcutta has shrunk. Surprisingly, it has shrunk. Calcutta has lesser migration compared to Bangalore or Mumbai or maybe NCR. So that market is also not that big. But yes, internationally, UK has always been a big driver for Kolkata market. US not that much, Middle East little bit. So these are the 3 markets that where we can focus on, and the other cities in the east have now have their own markets. Ranchi, Jamshedpur, Bhubaneswar, for that matter, Cuttack, all them now have their Durgapur for that matter. Now they have their own market. 8-10 years back, these people used to by default invest in Calcutta, and that was a huge market back then. Now things have changed. Things have changed now. Last 8 to 10 years.
Interesting. And Manav, I just wanted to get some more details in terms of when it comes to affordable housing. Of course, we talked about there is a demand because of the pricing is such, it will attract different geographies. It will attract different categories on the same. So if you can elaborate on that, plus are there any offtake by millennials or younger generation which you have seen for your products?
I would take the reference of Prateek. Prateek has rightly point out one thing, that is the average buying age now became very lesser. I'm really 100% agree with the Prateek. So now I'm finding in my house, the average buying age come down below 40. So people are buying, and they are buying second home. This is also a very surprising thing. The one younger generation couple, they are buying a second home. Why they are buying a second home? Maybe there is a point of investment in lesser quantum. When they are buying a second home in a lesser quantum, this is a good investment, investing with some other paper product on the financial products these days. So they found real estate is a good opportunity to invest. But that is not only the only point. What we found, what the psychological side of things, what we really get, that's people now, they look for a fixed establishment within their ecological or the sociological circle. This is a very important thing. So when some of their relatives or their friends, whoever buying wherever they feel like, so they also try to get settled over there. And Mayank has pointed out a very good point. That's every city, small cities, tier 2, tier 3 cities. Now they are also developing with their own requirements. And like Siliguri, the development of Siliguri, not only in real estate, in commercial terms, because Siliguri is a very good hub for trading. If you see that Siliguri market in past 10 years, you can see lot of malls maybe not in that size. If we consider mall of 5 lakh square feet, 6 lakh square feet, it's not maybe in not that size, but small malls, 1 lakh square feet, 1.5 lakh square feet, 2 lakhs, and each and every malls are doing good business. This is very important. Maybe the entire mall is not centrally air conditioned, but I can give you a guarantee, in any daytime, if you go any shop, you will find a buyer over there. So this is very important. So, Siliguri market has developed his own real estate requirement, like in Durgapur. If you see the Durgapur, is always the industrial sector over the Durgapur, Asansol, this already developed. Maybe it's oversubscribed now. Durgapur, Asansol is over, but Bardhaman is also developing. Bardhaman is a very small city. And if you see some other cities in Hooghly district, in Calcutta, whatever the real estate market in Calcutta, we say, if you see main Calcutta, the 30-kilometer radius is oversubscribed. Now, whatever the real estate activities is going on beyond that circle, so that comes majorly in Hooghly or 24 Pargana South, 24 Pargana North. So other outskirts are developing. People are now they are very comfortable to invest outside the city, because now each and everyone having a car, so they won't mind to go further 20 kilometer if the project is good, if the relatives and friends are staying over there, if the infrastructure is comparatively is good. I won't say the infrastructure beyond 50 kilometer of Calcutta is very good. You may not find a very good roads, because roads are in Bengal, roads are definitely a big factor. You may not find a good road, you may not find a good sewage system. But the thing is, if the complex is huge in size, if the infrastructures are good, if the friends, family are staying there, if there is a school, relatively good hospital, in and around the circle, so people are moving there. They won't mind to move to 20 kilometer beyond the Calcutta circle. So now geographical location, city-wise, is not, real estate is not bounded within that circle. This is very important. Wherever you do with a good infrastructure, people will move there. Like in Siliguri is a very important and a very strategic destination. You may find 3 international borders are there: Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and the entire Sikkim and Northeast. If that they're all the residents over there, they depends on Siliguri as far as their daily life is concerned. Most of them. Now the Guwahati is also developed, and other cities are also developed in very good manner. The Sikkim, entire Sikkim is developed on Siliguri. So Siliguri real estate market, the marketing strategies are definitely different. You need not to target a Calcutta person to buy real estate in Siliguri. Siliguri market has their own buyer, like in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, where I am doing most of my project in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. And not only that, all the projects are basically single player on that destination. But there is no other project is available. But still, I'm saying people are crazy for this project because I'm the single player. And I do believe in coming days, on that destination, other players will come. But people are moving. Now people are not only crazy about the geographical destination. They are going to other destination. They are comfortable to buy a product in other destination, subject to their requirement and their thought process match that product. That is very important. Whatever they are thinking, whatever they are dreaming of, if the project is able to give them that same thing, so they will go for it.
Fantastic. So what you're summarizing is probably the pull strategy is working, and the
Right.
customers are now much more matured, educated, well-versed with what they want, and how the pedigree of the developers to take a calculative decision-making on the same. My question, probably, Anup, you can go first and followed by Prateek. We know for the fact that post-pandemic, there has been a large turbulence which had happened, wherein the input cost have increased, whether it is construction and otherwise on the same. The natural, the style of any developer is to cut and optimize the overall cost. And largely it has curbed to shortening, and that's what Mayank was also being highlighting, is that what we did is that they first stopped the marketing on the same, correct? So We know for the fact that there is a pressure on profitability. The input costs are increasing substantially and consistently on the same. How do you see the challenges which the sales and the marketing form of the organization will face to dealing with further cutting or optimizing costs consistently to maintain or survive on the profitability of the project?
Very good question, Rahul. What I would like to say, you see, when the pandemic started, the rates of the constructions were around 2,000 rupees, because other builders are also here, they are listening me. For a major G+4 or 10 buildings, or if you go for a big complex, it were around 2,400, 2,500. So in this 2 years, things have gone, I think, 25 to 30%, the sand cost, iron cost, everything has gone high. Even if the labor cost is also very high. And the main thing all depends upon the petrol, diesel, petroleum things and the labor cost. So overall construction, which was of 2,000 rupees, has become 3,000 rupees. Even builders who have taken a joint venture on 50-50 ratio or 60-40 ratio have to rethink of their joint venture ratios. They have to negotiate, otherwise they will lose. Because market is good, we can understand, but the cost of construction has gone very, very, very high. And this is a true fact. Everybody knows that. Builders have to negotiate with the owners, landowners also have to negotiate a little bit. And in the meantime, as a realtor, we should give a true picture, both to the builder, both to the buyer, both to the A, to make a normal things. So I think post-pandemic rates have gone very high and people have to rethink on it. And one more thing, the market is very good. It's booming. There is a land scarcity inside the city, outside the city also. So that's why it's very good. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Pratik, over to you.
So in a developing country like India, real estate is nothing less than 24 karat gold. So people buy real estate in India for two primary reasons. One, as utility item to stay there. Second, as an investment opportunity, which can be a passive income generator or a value appreciator. So we, post-COVID, when the prices started rising, we took a different approach, and not just the raw material, Anup sir, even the GST input, which was 12% with the inputable benefit, that was taken away from the developers. So the cost actually inflated by further 5%. The GST became a cost to us. We did not start thinking about cost cutting. We rather started inflating our cost. We changed our market target segment to aspirational crowd who really wanted much more out of their property. So we started adding far more amenities, far more, let's say, little luxury item in an affordable price tag, such that that buyer feels apprised that, vis-a-vis another product, I'm getting a conventional product, I'm getting a much superior product at a slightly premium price. In my office, I call it the Hyundai approach, that you give BMW's benefits in a 15 lakh rupees car. So you beat the competition of 9 lakh rupees and 12 lakh rupees by selling at a 15 lakh rupees price ticket. So we inflated our prices and we are still selling very, very strong in the market, sir. Thank you.
Interesting. I just wanted to extend one. I just love the entire, to give them fully loaded. That's what Indian loves it on the same. But just to extend, I just want to extend the further question for you, Pratik, is that, how in this scenario, wherein at one stage there is a pressure of increasing price, there is a pressure of making the product fully loaded, which will justify the entire pricing, etc. Correct? What direction typically you give to the sales and marketing? Because the first resistance typically comes from there. If they are convinced, then the job is done. If they are not convinced, then what are the measures which you take to
I get your question. And it's a beautiful
your
question.
vision?
Absolutely beautiful question, sir. We have been pondering over it for many years now. I'll give you a retrospective question to answer, sir. Let's say for all the real estate advertisements that we see online, if we remove the logo, let's say you take away the PS group, the Srijan group, will I be right to say that all the projects will look just the same? All the communications will look just the same. So where is the differentiating factor? So I went back to my team and said, see, we only want the top 5 to 7% of the audience. Out of, let's say, 10,000 flats being sold, we're only trying to sell 700-800 of them. So we don't want everybody. We want the limited top cream of the lot. Second is the emotional connect. So in the communications, we really try to stand out. We try to speak to the audience as to what is our why, what is our motivating factor, and we bring in the emotional, relationship first, and then we go towards pitching. So if you look at our digital marketing or communication, it is not about 2 BHK flats, this much price, these many amenities, chahiye kya? Or, this is the product, this is the amenities, this is the price, do you want that? Or book now, prices are rising, book now. So we are not trying to hard sell. We first build a relationship with the customer, which is very, very emotional. We make the customers feel that the drive and the hunger that you have in your life, we have the same. So, it's a like-minded relationship bond. And then, the buyer kind of gets interested to pay a premium and join hands with us. So probably one of the examples would be green buildings. So in COVID, we decided that going forward, all our projects will be IGBC green certified. So it does not appeal to every single buyer, let me tell you, but to a certain segment that becomes a conscious purchase, that vis-a-vis a competitor, I'm buying something which is speaking my language, which is, connecting to me emotionally, that I believe in a environmentally conscious product. Hence, I will go for a Tulsa avenue instead of competition, irrespective that we are selling at a 200 rupees price premium.
Interesting.
Or maybe if I could add, sir, this pre-inspected home delivery systems, what we do is most often when a resident moves into a new flat, the first 6 months they spend bringing in plumbers and carpenters to repair small little problems here and there. Like the window is fixed up, but the silicone is missing. The door is, slightly hanging here and there. So those little problems kind of makes the first experience of the house a little distasteful. So we put in efforts to make sure that the delivery is, if not perfect, as close to perfect as it could be. So those little nuances the buyer appreciates and perhaps gets ready to pay a price.
Interesting. I think fully loaded homes, detailing in terms of the delivery, which gives a lot of appreciation, and that's where the decision becomes much more easier to safeguard your profitability. One point, I think, Mike, you had worked with one of the strongest brand on the same. I just wanted to touch upon how much do you think the entire distribution as a game supports the realtors. We heard 50% contribution coming from digital. We heard Pratik talking about 70% contribution coming from digital or so. We've got a huge broker network. We got huge channel partner feet on street, which is being there. And majority of the time, it was the customers who swear by these brokers, and they are the actual influencers when the decision making is being happening on the same. What are your views? Have there been any substantial investment or any of the direction being taken so that more participation and stickiness happens as far as sales are concerned?
Rahul, as far as getting clients for a realtor, I think for a realtor, Mahesh and Anubju would support what I'm trying to say. 80 to 90% of our leads come through digital platform, be it portal, be it social media, be it other influences. ATL, BTL is dead. It's not happening anymore. Press ads don't give any results. There's no ROI. There is no classified ads working. It's either references or it is portals or social media, whatever you want to say. So 80% to 90% is online mediums, 10% is references and old clients and everything. So that is the only medium to do. The faster you are able to adapt to that system, that ecosystem, it's better for you. Otherwise, there is no other way that you can get ads. You can get leads. It's not working. Classified ads, nothing is working. It's not working anymore. The only thing, and the database that people speak about, that I have a database of this club, this bank, this, that's all dumb. Data without any other requirement, a name and number today is no data. Google is the biggest company because Google knows what you need, right? A name and number today is just dead. It's nothing that you can do with it. You have to have requirements, and because everything is available on the phone. A customer a few years back used to depend on the brokers to come to their home office, explain the products. These days they are anyways informed. If I have to buy a property in a certain budget, certain locality, they know what are the options. They just go to you for better service. for your expert advice, where you can guide them, tell them, okay, this might happen. Otherwise, they understand the product. Any which ways they know कि क्या आने वाला है, क्या launch होने वाला है, क्या pricing है. All that is available on just click of a button. So they don't need us for that anymore. They need us to smoothen the transaction. They might not know the contact person. They might not know how to reach, even though that's being taken care of in a larger way. But then that trust factor is there. They would want an unbiased advice over 5 projects from us. That's what we are here to do now. And as far as lead generation is concerned, it's 80 to 90% is online. It's online.
Interesting, man. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
fantastic views. I just wanted to summarize, Manav, we started with you when we talked about building confidence, building brand, building delivery, so that it brings in a lot of pull factor for customers to actually, engage or invest into developers. We had Mayank talking about the entire behavioral change which happened in terms of the app, the entire online gamut which is coming across, and how the digital is playing a huge role in making the decision for customers is concerned. We had Mahesh talking about a different spin is in terms of young entrepreneurs identifying problems in real estate and launching the PropTech solution, the startups, the apps, which eventually the future will tell us who will survive, who will not, and actually becomes the habit for all our customers as a convenience. We had Anup touching upon the entire AIML, how the overall cost of acquisition, the simplification of decision making happens, and give us the entire predictive model. And Pratik, you're being fantastic when you talk about your experiences in terms of how the entire content, the entire customer is consuming the overall social media, and then how developers are justifying the cost of construction or input cost getting increasing, but safeguarding the entire profitability with your Hyundai BMW strategy on the same. So give them the best, give them all the loaded features so that you justify the profitability, and take the entire marketing and sales strength along with you so that they align with your vision to have a conviction to drive velocity for the group. Fantastic. Thank you very much, panelist, and great to have you on board on the same. Sapna, over to you.
Thanks, Rahul, for summarizing that entire discussion that we just had. One question for you is how far do you think real estate industry has come in terms of technology in sales and marketing?
Oh, so I'll give because we are in a forefront as far as the technology is concerned. There is huge investment. So Anurag has around 180 people on tech platform. We see eventually people will look at the intelligence, the decision making, the entire behavior coming on the tech platforms on the same. What it differentiates is that eventually humans will get aided or replaced with machines or the entire tech platform which comes across. Don't go by gut, go with data and intelligence to move ahead on the same. And this I'm summarizing for all the 450 mandates which we have been doing and selling around 20,000 homes, which we sell it every year across 50 odd cities. So it is here to stay. Only thing what is relevant will stay, and how aggressive and agile you are in terms of the tech front becomes the formula to win.
Okay. So what you mean is not follow the trend, but adopt technology as per your own requirements, your own suitability, and then use the tools. Listening to other speakers, Pratik, you mentioned that 70% is digital. How soon do you think you'll be going 100% digital? Is that going to happen?
I wish I could have told you 100, but that would have upset the other consultants on board and probably hurt my business. So it's as good as being 100. Digital is the way to go. Like Mayank said, that the leads are getting generated online, and online the first impression is getting created by the consumers. So they decide firsthand just by your website and digital presence, do they wish to deal with you or not? take this insight further, we've tried to put a system where 24 hours, there is someone in the office to respond back. So if there is someone texting or chatting on Facebook at 11:30 in the night, we have someone responding at 11:31, so that they don't have to wait for the next day and, conventional marketing kicks off. So these little things buyers appreciate. And I think there would be time when direct consumer behavior would be the ideal way to go forward.
Mr. Suman, same question to you. Do you think you'll be moving 100% marketing budgets moving towards digital?
पुराना सेशन चल रहा है क्या? इस सेशन शुरू हो गया था मेरे.
Mr. Dalmia, I'll take it to you. I think we have lost Mr. Samani. How much, the percentage of your marketing budget going towards digital, and is it going towards 100% any time soon? Mr. Somani, and then we'll
Yes.
have it from Mr. Dalmia.
Sorry, there was some connectivity issues actually.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it's 70 to 80%, as Mayank rightly pointed out and well deliberated by Prateek. So it's currently 70 to 80%. See, it's not about 100% budgeting or 80% budgeting. It's all about whatever leads we receive of the 80% also. If we don't churn those leads also in next 1 quarter or 2 quarter or 3 quarter. So because today's lead can get converted after 6 months or 1 year also. So the continuous churning of leads by the data cooling team is very much important, because the fresh leads may be 70 to 80%, but ultimately in turn, if you see in a year, it would ultimately become 100%. So investment would be on 70 to 80%, but ultimately the conversion ratio would be on 100%.
Okay, 70 to 80%. Mr. Dalmia, what do you have to say? Your marketing budgets towards digital. You're on mute. You're on mute, Mr. Dalmia.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Sapna, what I was telling, I won't think 100% will be very easy job, because a human touch is always required to buy a property. And we realtors give the base human touch. Until a human touch is there, to buy a property totally digitally, I won't think is, it's a dream, you can say, but it's not reality. A human touch is always required.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mayank, what do you have to say?
Yeah, Sapna, so I would like to ask you a question. For a realtor, you're asking, or in terms of a developer, you're asking?
As a realtor as
budget.
well, how are you looking at your marketing budgets towards traditional?
So our marketing budgets are cent percent for digital platforms. This could be portals, this could be social media marketing. Yes, my sales might be 70%, 80% online leads, offline leads, and balance to references and other human interactions. But my budgets are all only for digital marketing. That's it.
Fantastic.
No other ways that we have left to generate leads.
Okay, so 100% budgets for digital, 70%, 80%
Absolutely.
from online, and rest from the traditional.
Conversion, yeah.
Mr. Paul, as a developer, how's your marketing budgets working?
I would say that definitely, considering today's market scenario, I've never put my 100% budget to digital. 70 to 80% leads comes from digital. That I agree with each and every speaker of this panel. But still, I believe in 360 presence. Print media ads and the ATL, BTL, these presentations may not work so good comparing to past 5 years. May not work so good, but it hammers the buyer who see my product on digital, say Facebook, Google, and other platform. And when he's moving to his office every morning, he see on the bypass, on the main banner, my projects as standard. So it hammers him. So it helps a lot. Huh? And the second point is, I started with a discussion with the same, that is a brand building. So now my entire budget, you can say, I have put a big thing on my brand building, image building, passive marketing. This is very important. Today's day, whenever as I said, that when a buyer buy from me, he is buying a product from me, but actually my brand value and everything he judge before he buys the product. And how he judge he can judge with the other references, other buyers, his friends, his family, and end of the it comes to my product. He only come to know my product through a ad. But before seeing the product, before he decided to buy a particular product from my brand, he will look into my brand establishment, my past performance, everything.
Right.
So
Brand building followed by the online portal, and then building on that online through the traditional channels. Rahul, your closing comment, you heard of all the speakers in terms of their digital allocation budgets, human touch, human interaction is important, brand building is important. What does the future look like?
Many controversial statement, but these are views, and I will tell us in terms of how the sales and marketing strategies will get more and more creative on the same. Having said that, the fundamentals of real estate is very strong. We have seen larger movement from unorganized sector to an organized sector, which is happening. We have seen customers more educated, more tech savvy, and exactly know where the decision making has to happen on the same. There are customers who can buy or consult from anywhere of the world, which is no more restrictions on the same. So in and all, it's a favorable environment. It has been a fantastic foundation on which both developers as well as the customers are on the platform. It's just a matter of is in terms of who takes the advantage, who has an ability to aggregate, and who can mobilize and simplify the overall buying pattern for both developers as well as for customers. That will conquer the overall market pie.
That's right, as you correctly said, interesting times, but fundamentals are strong. So, let's see what the future holds. As our title says, getting creative. So we are seeing how all our developer friends, realtor friends, they are getting creative with their sales and marketing strategies. So thanks everyone for being here, sharing your views, some very interesting views that we got from all our panel members. Thanks, Rahul, for that wonderful moderation and bringing out the best from all our speakers. Thanks, Mr. Mayank Singh, Prateek Garg, Mahesh Somani, Mr. Anup Dalmia, and Mr. Manap Paul for joining us.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Satna ji.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was our sales and marketing panel where we are talking about how real estate is being sold and being marketed in a new and creative way. So let's move on